morning, good afternoon, good evening. I decided I'm not going to play the 5-minute intro. I'm going to be a rebel.
Thanks for the
and
warning.
Just play the short one.
I was getting cozy.
I thought I'm just going to do the short one and just surprise everyone. And whatever they're doing, they get caught out. And Bobby,
you'll get told off by Ben and Sim.
No, they won't. They won't tell me off. Because the shorter the intro, the more time we get to spend chatting. So big up to everyone in the chat.
So no, it was Kate. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Tell her she's fired. Welcome to We Are Tottenham TV. I'm Kate from The Perfect Match. Hope everyone's well. Obviously, this is the only place to be for the pre-match pump-up. And I'm joined today by my husband, Jimbo, Bobby K, and Mr. Jose from El Tel Cocorel. Jimbo, first of all, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Very good. Looking forward to this.
Good. Mr. Bobby K, it's Bobby K. How you doing, Bobby?
Fantastic, baby! It's game day!
Exactly.
I'm surprised Jim's so somber. What's the matter? Did you chuck him downstairs again or something? Let me see your arms, Jim.
I'm a bit flued up tonight.
He's got a cold. He's got man flu.
Man.
I know. It's a real thing, apparently. So I'm told. And Mr. Jose from El Tel Cocorel, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm very, very good. Last day of leave today. Back to work tomorrow. I've just had a nice week of downtime. So yeah, looking forward to tonight. I'm hoping that tonight I get sent off to bed and I wake up nice, bright and shiny tomorrow morning for work, with full of the spring, full of the joys that I can have from Tottenham's victory tonight.
Yes, that's lovely. Do you know what? When I woke up on Monday after the Palace game, which I refused to speak about, but I'm just going to mention.
I'm going to bring it up anyways.
It's the first thing that come into my head, though. It is when you wake up and you think, oh, so I want to wake up tomorrow and think, yes, we beat Man City. Please let that happen. But obviously, lineup should be out in about, well, they come out all different times now, but not too long. But there are a lot of people on Twitter saying that Timo Werner will be starting tonight in place of Mikey Moore. Bobby, how are you feeling about Timo coming into the team?
If those are our only two options on that left wing right now, I'd rather have Werner start than come on later. I saw that more when he came on. When he switched over, I shouldn't say he came on, but when he switched over to the left side, what an impact he made. So I'd like to see him come on as a super sub kind of thing and see what impact he's going to make, because the other option is starting more. Big up, Eugene. And the other option is starting more and then relying on Werner to come in and make a difference. I have a lot less faith in that. So I personally, I'm just going to have to agree with him working with the tools he has, and that's shoving Werner in there. So
yeah, I mean, Jose, what do you think? I've seen a few people over the last couple of days say, why doesn't he try Madders on the left wing and play Kulu as a 10? Now, I get it. I hear it. But this is a cup game against Manchester City, a knockout game. Who do you think is going to start on the left? And how do you feel about it?
Well, in all honesty, Mikey Moore looked absolutely knackered when he came off against Crystal Palace. He's played 2 games on the spin. And this is first team men's football that he's played, 2 games on the spin, 2 starts. So I'm not surprised that he will get rested tonight. Not surprised about that at all. It's just who takes his place. And what does Ange do? Does Ange start with Solanke up front? Because if he starts Solanke up front, I'd like to see Richarlison out on the left. So you've got Richie and Solanke playing. So, we've got that option. I mean, it all depends on what he's doing with Solanke. If he doesn't start Solanke tonight, then Richie will play down the middle. So, we're not really blessed with lots of options there with Sonny and Odebert being out. We're not blessed with loads and loads of options. So, yeah, the Maddison one it'd be an experiment, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be, he's done it before type thing. I think he's played out wide-ish, but he's done that for Leicester, but on the right-hand side. I don't recall him ever playing on the left for Leicester, but I've seen him play on the right, but not on the left. So, to me, if they're all available, and if he's going to pick Solanke tonight, I'd like to see Solanke and Richie, because then with that formation, if you had to change some in-game management, you could then pivot to 2 up front, couldn't you?
Yeah,
because they're both centre forward, so you could switch it and mix it about depending on what you wanted to do and how the game is going.
Richie's got 90 minutes in him, Jose. That's the problem.
He'll probably have a fair few. I think you'd be more effective starting the game, Richie, and you could probably get a good 60 minutes out of Richie. Rather than give Richie the last 30, I'd rather get the first 60 out of Richie rather than give him the last 30. I don't know whether when Richie's come on in the last 2 games, he hasn't done nothing because the ball hasn't been given to him or anything like that at all. So he's not been able to affect the game. And I think from the outset, if he's selected on the left, he could affect the game. But then again, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes because we don't know what the City's. Well, one, we don't know what our side looks like tonight. We don't know who he's going to pick, and then we also don't know what Man City are going to pick.
Exactly.
It could be a bit of gamesmanship between the 2 managers. Who knows? We won't know. We'll only find out when the teams are out.
Yeah, I hear you. Big up Joshua Anthony with the super chat saying Kulu masterclass 3-0. Cozy coys. We'll have cozy coys. It's autumn and it's starting to get cold. So yeah, cozy coys. But thank you for the super chat. Jimbo, I mean, I know it's quite a controversial topic and I'm not for one advocating Timo Werner. I don't think he's good enough. But at the same time, City play a high line a lot of the time. Werner can get himself into some good positions. He's quick. He does do some decent crosses. Can you see an argument for starting Werner tonight?
I can't believe you
as much as you laugh, Bobby K, he did put some good balls in the Palace game, and it's just his shooting ability, isn't it? But look, I'm with Jose. I think that I'd like to see Richie start. I think that he'd have a good 50, 60 minutes in him. And then if he's getting tired, change it round. But I don't really want to see Timo start. But if he does, there's nothing we can do. Just have to back him and hope he comes good. He will come good one game, for sure.
And the thing is with Timo, I kind of find him difficult to watch because he looks so broken. And every time he misses, I feel the pain. My heart literally hurts for this guy because it's, you know what it's like when nothing's going right for you. And
the thing is, Kate, when he's been on these one-on-one positions, if he'd have done a really good shot and the keeper had done a fantastic save, you could forgive him. But every time he just kicks it straight at the keeper, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah,
I
he's still
feel
void
for
of
him.
confidence, though, Jim. He can set his head down. It's sad almost.
Yeah, do you know what?
Why would you call Jose weird? Oh, he put Jose. Oh, that means me. Oh.
Talking to Steve D. Me and Steve were talking about Timo, and I said he's lacking confidence. And Steve said to me, he doesn't think it's a lack of confidence. He just thinks it's a lack of ability now. So I think he's.
I'm not sure whether I disagree with that, to be fair, because it's
That's
not
what
like
I'm saying.
It's overnight. Right. He's not been good for a little while now, but look, it won't be long before we find out. I don't feel particularly confident with Richie or Werner on that left side. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the biggest fan of either, but with Sonny being out, it's a massive blow because he's another one who absolutely loves to score against Manchester City, but it is what it is. We can't change it. And then
I don't know how accurate. Sorry, I don't know how accurate this is, Kate. Sorry, but
go on.
In one of the groups that I'm in, they were saying they forwarded these messages saying how we lined up in training this week for all the sessions, and they reckon it's Vicario in goal. They've had Porro, Dragusin, Van der Ven, and Udogie.
Wow.
Bentancur, Sarr, Madison, and Johnson, Solanke, Kulu.
Wow, that's interesting you saying that because I just went on to look at sort of the team rumours and just have a look what's happening. And EA Sports are doing a competition where you pick your lineups. So I went on there and they had Kulu as a winger. They didn't have the option to put him in midfield. And maybe they know something. But I really thought he'd rest Udogie today. I thought he'd give him a rest. I did think Van der Ven would start with Dragusin, but I think Udogie's looking tired. But
sorry, Kate. I think that Ange's lost faith in Timo the way he was talking the other day. So I think that he's lost faith in him. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit if he doesn't get a game.
It's a shame because I just love Kulu in the middle. But if he does put him on the wing, there's no reason that Kulu can't drift into the middle, because we've seen it this season. Kulu's position's been very fluid. He's moved into the midfield. He's moved mainly to the right, and Madders has gone to the left. But this is why I think defenders are finding it so difficult to mark Kulusevski. I mean, do you think, Jose, if he does decide to put Kulu on the wing, do you see him being in that fluid sort of role where he gets himself in the middle as well?
Most definitely. All I can see tonight is I can see two teams playing horseshoe football. Two teams that when they attack, you drop the defence back in, you defend in a low block, and I can see both teams doing that tonight. And if you're going to do that, then you need to move defenders around. So there's no point sticking someone out there on the wing if they ain't going to cross the ball. So he's probably going to get licensed to go wherever he wants to go. It'd be interesting because, as I said, until you see the lineups and until you see what Manchester City put out as well, it's going to be a game of chess between these two managers. It really is.
Absolutely.
I think it'll be a game of chess between both the managers. So
I mean,
yeah, look forward to it, but I don't know.
I said to Jimbo, there's always a chance that they say people are injured and then all of a sudden they appear on the score sheet. We've seen it appear on the team sheet. We've seen it a million times before, that sort of mind games, but we will see soon. But I mean, my predicted midfield, which I've been sort of suggesting all week, was going to be Star, Benny and Kulu. But if Kulu does go onto the wing, which is a possibility, possibly Bergvall or Madders. I mean, Bobby, do you have any thoughts who you think he will play in midfield tonight?
Well, you still got Madison for the creativity. Bentancur can get up there and assist in that as well. He gets in there. He likes to go for a shot. He'll come into the edge of the box, so he'll make the runs in, and then you throw Basuma into whatever the 6 role is, or into that holding kind of thing. I'd really, if Pep actually goes and does this C lineup thing that the rumor is, which I doubt, but let's face it, his C lineup is still better than a lot of lineups for football teams around the world. But I say let's go push madness with madness. Throw Johnson on the left, throw Porro up on that right wing, and throw Spence in at right back.
Yes, well, it's not that mad, Jimbo's been suggesting similar things for months. But
yeah.
Jim,
I was just smiling, Bobby, because I did say that.
He has been saying that for a while. I mean, Porro crosses a ball in beautifully.
Better than anybody else.
Yeah. I hear
better
you.
than anybody else we got on the team. The pace that he puts on that ball, the way he whips in, man, the right touch, and Solanke's that guy. He knows where to be and stuff. Richie sometimes, but Solanke is more reliable in that sense. So if he's going to start him, then, man, I'd love to see Porro just pinging balls straight to him.
I'm just not sure this is the game where Ange will choose to experiment, but I definitely hear what you're saying. I mean, Jimbo, there's Jose dropping a bombshell there that apparently people in the know, or do they know, are saying that Maddison could be starting in midfield today. Are you surprised, or will you be surprised if he starts?
No, I wouldn't be surprised, not at all, Kate. I mean, when we when we was picking our team earlier, I didn't put him in the midfield, but Ange does seem to like him, and he seems to like starting him and pulling him off after a certain amount of time. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Maddison starts.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we're quite blessed in the fact that we've got reasonably good choice of midfielders. I mean, Jose, did you say Bentancur, Sarr and Madders is the rumour?
Yeah. Bentancur. So it says the way it's come over, it says how we lined up in training this week for all the sessions was Vicario, Porro, Dragusin, Van der Ven, Udogi, Bentancur, Sarr, Maddison, Johnson, Solanke, Kulu.
So no place for Basuma, which I didn't expect him to start anyway. But, I mean, are you happy with that midfield, Jose? Would you have done any different? There's been a lot of people suggesting Bergvall starts tonight.
Well, just to confirm, Man City's players are definitely out tonight are Kevin De Bruyne, Kyle Walker, Jeremy Doku, Oscar Bob and Rodrigo are definitely out. And Grealish, was the update a week ago today was that Jack will be maybe 1 week or 10 days. So they reckon he's 50-50 for tonight to make the squad, Jack Grealish. And that's coming under Premiership injuries. And then for Tottenham, it says we've got 3 players out. It says that we've got Jed Spence is out till the 3rd of November, which means he's out till the weekend. Heung-min Son out to the weekend, and Wilson Odobert with no return date at the moment. So they're the injuries that both the sides have got according to Premiership injuries. With me, listen, I like Bergvall, I like Gray, I like Mikey Moore, I like the youngsters we've got. But tonight, you're at a crossroads, aren't you? And your crossroads is you're playing Man City for a place in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup. Some will say that the Carabao Cup is probably the easiest route to silverware for most teams, and that's what's going to be said. I can see all 8. I can see 8 Premiership sides all being in the quarterfinals. To be honest, because last night 2 Premiership sides got through by luck, by whiskers, but they got through, and 5 of the 6 matches tonight are all Premiership matches. So I can see the 8 quarterfinals all being Premiership teams. Who they are, we don't know yet. But we've got to a crossroads where he needs to pick a team to manage the game tonight. And I don't think tonight's the rotational time to start rotating teams, players for tonight. Because, although I want to see the youngsters play, it is Man City at the end of the day. I'd rather be leading the game in the most perfect scenario, be leading the game by a couple of goals and then giving the youngsters a chance to come off the bench towards the end of the game once you think that the game's going to be done. But other than that, I'm not surprised if he goes as strong as possible tonight.
I kind of hope he does. I think we need to go all out for every competition that we're in. We can't afford to be snobby. I'm just laughing at Bobby K's message saying that I was name dropping because I was on Talk Sport earlier. I didn't mention it. I'm just saying I didn't mention it. There has been. I'm just going to touch on this just quickly before the team news comes out.
You get me every time, Bobby.
It's emerged today that Ange wanted to sign Neto and Eze with 2 of his targets, but the club would not put down the cash for the transfer. And his also target was Gallagher, but the club wouldn't pay the wages. So are we now at is this a time when the fans that are saying it's all on Ange? Ange has chosen these players. He's got to sort of take the brunt of the criticism. Are we now saying, actually, much like Conte, much like Pochettino, much like Jose, these aren't the players that the manager wanted. These are the players the manager was given. I mean, Bobby, what's your thoughts? Exactly. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
You know what? It's almost laughable because the thing is, it's one of those situations. If you don't laugh, you've got to cry about it because it's just the same thing over and over and over. And is the writing on the wall again? Are we going to go through this? Is Ange going to make it to the end of the season? Possibly. Are we going to be doing the whole manager shuffle again? Blah, 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 blah. It's so frustrating. Mm-hmm. Give the man the tools he wants and let him freaking cook. Let him cook, man. Let's see what this guy can do. It's maddening to think that we could judge him based on not giving him the tools he needs to complete the job.
Yeah.
You have a builder in your house and he needs to plaster your whole wall and he shows up without plaster. Kind of hard to do the job then, man. What more to say, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the news, I was a bit like, well, yeah, obviously, I think a lot of Spurs fans have been saying that because we've seen it over the years. Like I say, no one surely believed that Conte wanted Lenglet or Jose wanted Joe Rodon or even Poch with NG. That's how you said it, wasn't it? So it didn't come as surprising news to me. But Jimbo, do you think it's time now that sort of fans that are already on the Ange out train stop sort of bashing him over the head with this? Well, he signed Werner for 2 seasons, because clearly managers don't get the players that they necessarily want. They get what they're given.
I think the a lot of the Ange out people, I think the only way you're going to switch them is if we win a trophy, and then maybe some of them will switch. But look, he said he has a list and they go down the list and get who they can get, you know. And if Levy don't stump up the money for the ones he wants at the top of the list, which the one names you just named, would have been welcome to our club, that's for sure, the three of them. Someone said that we dodged a bullet with Gallagher, but I really like Gallagher. I think he would have fitted well into our squad. But yeah, it's what Bobby says. He can only work with what he's got, and he does need some more windows. But we need Levy to stump up. You know, I don't know what wages Gallagher wanted, but it must have been astronomical. But
well,
yeah,
I've no doubt it would have probably broken our wage structure because Chelsea pay phenomenal wages. So
you're not going to break the wage structure for Gallagher. You're not. I'm sorry. I mean, if it had been Eze, maybe more of a chance, but they're not going to do it for Gallagher. So yeah, Bobby's right. He needs some more tools, but we hopefully he'll be here for the next couple of windows, and he can build what he wants. But we got to rely on Levy. Well, he's raking the money in, so spend some out. That's for sure.
Yeah, Cantab. I don't think it's the fact that I'm not debating that we spent the money. I just think that people automatically say that Ange picked some of the players, but I think the truth is that he gets told who he can have, and obviously he's not going to come out in the press and say, "Well, I didn't want him," like Conte did with Jed Spence. He's going to sort of smile and say, "Yeah, brilliant. That's who I wanted." But I mean, Jose, was it a surprise to you, or was you just like us, just thinking, well, yeah, Levy obviously is the one that's going to choose who we sign?
I knew nothing about what you were talking about. I've just had to look it up because I was like, what are they talking about? And I've just had to look it up. Right. So to me, I would go along the lines of, I don't believe that Ange signed Werner twice.
Agreed.
It's not Werner. It's not Ange. Stop blaming Ange for signing, because the actual fact, what I think has actually happened is a bit like Conte. So with Conte, he said Jed Spence was a club signing. He came out and said it, refused to play him. With Ange, I think Ange has played Werner because he's been given Werner, so he's played Werner, but he's realised that Werner's just not cutting it and not good enough for what he wants. And now a statement came out last week saying that he can now move on in January, he finds another club. Now I've got a feeling that Ange just said, my players are fit. He ain't getting a start. He ain't going to get a start in my side. So to me, it goes against. If Ange really signed Werner, he'd keep Werner at all costs. He wouldn't be. Tottenham wouldn't be cutting their reins with him. So I think there's a bit of that in there. As for the rest of it, all I'm going to say is, being a Tottenham Hotspur supporter is difficult enough as it is. But to keep continuously getting slapped with a wet fish across the face, it's not nice. It leaves a smell, and that smell gets smellier and smellier and smellier till the stench is so much you've got to leave the room. And if this is true, what they're saying, then why have we built this all-purpose big cash cow guzzling stadium for our team when they said that they were going to put the funds back into the team and they were going to make us be competitive and stuff like that? Well, competitive is competition is it is what it is. If a player's up for sale or there's a player in the market and you go for that player, you're being competitive. You're competing against others for the player. But to turn around and say, "Oh, we can't afford it" and stuff like that, I'm starting to wonder, where does our money go? Because if I look at the funds that are brought in by other clubs, I don't think anyone else in the Premiership brings as much match day revenue. Forget about your concerts, forget about your Formula Ones, forget about Tottenham Hotspur, the other side of it. Just on football alone, on match day alone, I don't think there's any club in England for definite.
There isn't any club in the world, as far as I'm aware. We've overtaken Real Madrid now.
So we're making all the world for match day revenue or something.
Oh, there might be third, but
so we're making all this money without looking at the other shenanigans that are going on at the club, right? With the other stuff that they're involved in, we make so much bloody money, and I'm thinking to myself, I looked at the start of the season, I thought to myself, wow, Brighton went and laid just over 200 million on players in one transfer window, just over 200 million. All right, they didn't spend much last summer, so probably they had 200 million to go to spend. But there's other teams that have spent big in the summer as well, and they don't get the types of revenues that we get. No one in the Premiership gets our revenues, our match day revenues, yet we seem to be hunting around bargain basement if this is correct, what's being said, then it's just shocking. It's just shocking. And
It's not
by
shocking,
that
but
token,
we're a business.
yeah, no, by that token, things will not change.
Yeah.
Unless you start fronting up and putting the money up, things ain't going to change. We do buy players. We spent a lot of money on players we do buy, but it's not getting. We're not getting the right type of players or the players that get you over that line. When we haven't got enough of them players in the club at the moment, and because we're not prepared to, well, one, either meet their salary demands, or two, we're not prepared to meet the valuation of players. We just keep knocking them down, and I just can't understand it, to be honest. If this is true, that is.
Yeah, which of
Okay.
course, as someone said, it is all speculation. We don't know for 100%. But yeah, yes, Jimbo.
Well, I think that over the last couple of windows that Andrew's bought, we've bought quite a few players, so he's got the basis of a good team now. So all we need to do is start instead of buying 4 or 5 players, is buy a couple of top players over the next few windows to make it a strong team. Because it's a basis. If you look at the basis of our squad, it's a good squad, right? It's not a squad that is going to match City, and I don't want to say the other ones, but I'll say City and Liverpool, right? But if we can just add now some top quality players like Eze, you know, and bring 2 in this window, 2 in the summer, it's that's how you build. You know, we don't want to be buying 4 or 5 now. Average players. We want to start buying some really good players to come in. But instead of like spending it all, you know, like spending 200 million on 6 players, spend 200 million on, you know, or 150 million on two top players.
Yeah. I quite possibly believe that Ange did get him to join Spurs, but that probably would have been on Levy's instructions. And someone said, "Do you think so? Ange is a liar." I don't think it's about being a liar. I think people forget that even though it's football, he's employed by a club, and if he's told to say something and told to convince someone to come, he will do it. He gets paid millions of pounds to do it. I'd bloody do it. But you know, that's me.
He's an employee, Kate. For us, normal Joes working at our job, if we came out and said what an asshole our boss is and how crap our coworkers are and how shit it is to be a manager at this place and have to have Jose as my staff member because he's useless, who would come out and say that and expect to maintain their job and their reputation? That's maddening.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did just quickly out of curiosity look it up. The top 15 match day revenues. It's Barcelona, PSG, and then us. And then 4th is Madrid. Yeah, so we've overtaken Madrid. We've overtaken United, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, AC Milan, Chelsea, Inter, Marseille, Juventus, and West Ham make up the rest of the list there. So, yeah, like you said, Jose, the money's coming in. But where is it going? And if you want to turn around and say, well, we have these massive debts to the bank and the interests of this and that and everything, and we've got to make up for the loss with the COVID numbers, everything. Okay, I can understand that. Well, where's all that other money going then? From the Joshua, is it the boxer, the fights, the concerts, and the F1, this and that. That stadium is literally open 7 days a week. It's insane. I think, you know, there should be answers for this stuff. I'm not the guy that has them. I'm not a numbers guy, but it's crazy. When you look at just that list I looked at, that we're ahead of the likes of Real Madrid in terms of match day revenue. And we most likely 8 out of 10 times would lose against them with their current squad against ours.
Yep. Yep.
And like Jim said, he's not asking as a fan. He's not saying go splash 300 million and get Mbappe. Just instead of spending 20 million, 30 million, 20 million, 30 million on 4 or 5 little scrum players that maybe develop, and 3 of them will be selling in 2 years anyways. Spend the 50 and 60 on 1 or 2. That's a fan. That's a fan wanting just great things for their club. Like every person in this chat, Ange in, Ange out, you know, pissed off, not pissed off, bored in, bored out. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you want to support your club and you want them to win. I'm seeing in the chat people are saying lineups are out, teams out. So let's get it up.
I know that Man City's out.
Yeah, but Tottenham's is out. They've got Vicario, Gray, Romero, Dragusin, Van der Ven at left back, Sarr, Bentancur, Kulusevski, Johnson, Solanke, Werner.
Okay, so
So
there
they've
we
got
have it.
Gray at right back, and you've got Van der Ven at left back, Romero Dragusin in the middle.
So
And you've got
he's rested Mickey Van der. Oh no, he hasn't rested Mickey Van der Ven.
He's
He's playing
rested
Romero
Doggy.
and Van der Ven.
He's
Wow.
rested
Okay.
Udogie and Porro.
Udogie.
He's rested Bissouma.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
You
So
guys,
Werner is in the team.
you gotta find a way to make this a hell of a lot bigger. Or I gotta start remembering my glasses down.
I'm trying to find. I know it's still not that big, but so yeah. So we've got Gray again playing in the back, which I know a lot of people are. You know, everyone's dying to see Gray in the midfield, but you know, for now at least, it looks like he's going to be playing as part of the back four. We've got Romero, Dragusin, Van der Ven, then Sarr, Bentancur, Kulu. So we were spot on with the midfield. Johnson, Solanke, and as rumoured earlier, Werner has started the game. Jim, looking at that lineup, what's your thoughts?
Yeah. It's. I mean, depending who they've got out, but it's a.
I'll
It's a
show you
strong.
theirs in a second.
It's a strong back line. Sarr, Bentancur, Kulusevski is good. Johnson, Solanke, Werner. Let's see what happens with Werner. I mean, see everybody everyone's having a meltdown because Werner's in. Never know, he might score a hat trick. You just never know.
You never know.
Hey, Jim, last time I did a pump up with you guys, everybody was pissed off the Forster was starting. And look at the game he put in.
Yeah. I wasn't.
So
I'll
pretend I wasn't either now.
I'm just trying to see. No, I can't get it any bigger. I mean, Jose, what's your thoughts on the lineup? Initial thoughts.
I'm looking at the subs bench to try and figure out who hasn't made the subs bench. I was more looking at the subs bench thinking, who hasn't made the subs bench then?
Spence.
No, he's injured.
Spence is injured still. The earliest he'll be back
Yeah,
at the
that's
weekend.
what Jose said earlier, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Son, Odegaard, and Spence are the injured ones.
Yep.
So Lancashire hasn't made the bench.
No. He's got Mikey Moore on the bench. I'm surprised, really. I thought he might have actually left him out. But let me just, I mean, Jose, let me get your thoughts on this before I bring up the City lineup.
Yeah, if you're going to make swaps for the top three, the only two swaps he's got there really is Moore and Richarlison on the bench. So Moore may get some more game time tonight. Listen, to me, no doubt that this team, the team looks quite strong. The fact that he's got Romero, Dragusin, and Van der Ven in the back four, it looks quite strong. The midfield, Sarr, Bentancur, Kulusevski. Is it possible that he might be? Is he playing a double pivot, or is he playing Bentancur as a six, or is he playing Sarr and Bentancur as a pivot in that midfield?
Wow,
it's interesting, isn't it? And
Yeah.
Kulusevski's the player that will get the free rein there, obviously, out of the three midfielders. Johnson on the right, Werner on the left, Solanke up front. It is what it is. But Vicario's in goals, so he's gone with quite a strong lineup, to be fair.
Is Madison on the bench?
Yes.
The bench is Forster, Porro, Davis, Udogie, Bissouma, Bergvall, Madison, Moore, Richarlison.
I mean, Bobby, what's your thoughts on that lineup?
As long as Van der Ven's starting, I don't care. It's from the choices that we have. The only thing that I'm not too keen on is really playing Kulusevski on a wing. We've seen how effective he is through the middle, but with the options that we have, this is what he had to do. So he stuck with Johnson, Solanke, and Werner instead. Kulusevski stays there. We got our creativity there. Bentancur and Sarr's got the legs to run all day to help clean up. A couple of people in the comments have already put, and I kind of liked it too. I think it was Meme something that put it up first that said we could see that go to a back three easily because Romero stays in the middle, Dragusin to the right, Van der Ven to the left, and Gray pushes up into the hold. And then you got maybe Sarr and Kulusevski kind of pushing forward, or Bentancur and Kulu pushing right up there and into the attack. So I see somebody's put here in the chat, they put the it doesn't look like that weak of a lineup for City either, though.
Yeah, well, we've got Moreno, Lewis, Stones, Kanji, Ake. I mean, I think that's a very strong
I was going to say, that doesn't look like no C team to me.
No, then you've got Gundogan as the captain, another sensational player. McAtee, which and O'Reilly, which they did say would both start, Savino, Nunes, and Foden. Now, this is where the gameplay comes in, because nothing to me there says B team, C team, D team, academy team. That's a very, very strong lineup, Jim, don't you think?
Yeah, and I expected it, Kay. I did. I didn't think he was going to put out a load of kids, not for 1 minute. But I'm still confident we can beat them. Of course I am. We can beat them. There's no argument about it. If we play well, we'll win.
From that lineup, who is there anyone that stands out that concerns you?
Yeah, Foden.
Yeah.
Ake's not been playing, has he? I think has he been injured?
He has been injured, yeah.
Yeah, so he might be a bit rusty. Who's their captain?
Gundogan.
Yeah,
What a
another good player. Yeah, it's a good team. You know, it's not their best team, not by any means. But I don't think
I'm
he
glad
could put
Haaland's not there.
Well, I didn't think I said to you, didn't I, earlier? I don't think Haaland would he? I bet he's not even on the subs bench, is he?
He is. He is.
Oh, he is.
I don't care about this cup, and he's got Ederson, Diaz, Kovacevic, Haaland, Vardiol all on the subs bench, but he didn't care
And
about
Bernardo
this.
Silva.
And Bernardo Silva, and he didn't care.
Yeah, well, Haaland weren't even in the country yesterday.
You lied.
Yeah, you lied, Pep.
I didn't expect him to be on the bench, but look, it doesn't matter. We've got to play them, and we're good enough to beat them on our day. So let's get behind them.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby, for me, there's a Stones, a Kanji, Ake, Gundogan, Savino, Nunes, Foden. Did I say 8? I think 7 or 8 of those players, they really frighten me. I'm not going to lie. They all walk into our team, in my opinion.
I look at that and I see the back line is solid.
Yeah.
I see one solid midfielder. I see one strong attacker. So that being said, it's not a weak lineup, but it's not his strongest lineup. We know that when we look at what he has available on the bench. So that to me says strike early, strike fast. We have to. Before we give him the opportunity to bring on his players that can influence the game greatly, we have to already be up and out and 4-0 by halftime, and I think we should be cruising.
Wow, that'd be nice. And Jose, what about yourself? What anyone particularly that concerns you?
No, none.
Are you telling the truth, Jose?
Yes, I am. At the end of the day, I'm going to repeat what I say all the time. It should be up to Tottenham Hotspur to turn up, and it's within their gift. Tottenham Hotspur turn up, they'll give anybody a game, but just need to turn up. Need to turn up and play. The fact that we've got home advantage as well, right? The fans, if they're up for this game, they become that all-important 12th man, and it's an intimidating stadium to go to when the fans are on fire. And I'm hoping the fans are on fire tonight and really charge up that energy inside the stadium and push these players over the line, because at the end of the day, it should be up to us what we do. Why should we always refer to and be scared of other teams and other players? If we turn up, it's down to us. And I did say a comment earlier to somebody on the WhatsApp group saying, I want to beat City tonight, and in every cup game that we've got left for the domestic cups, I want to be drawn at home. I don't want any away draws, because winning cups is all about variabilities. So there's different things that can happen. Give us home games. If we get the luck of the draw and we get home games in both of these cups, in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, we will not be too far from getting to a final and possibly even winning it. So at the end of the day, beat City tonight. I don't care if we beat them just 1-0, just as long as we get the W tonight and then get us a home draw for the next round of the cup.
Yeah, I mean, when I was talking to Ben Kaufman, who's at the match tonight, he thought Forster would start. Thank the Lord he hasn't. He thought it'd be a much weaker lineup. I take my hat off to Ange. I said if he really does want to win something with Spurs, he's got to go all out for these competitions, and I think that's a very good side. Big up to Evan, who says with his super chat saying, do you think Porro would be good as a winger or a cam? We was just having this discussion. Bobby, I'll let you take this one first, because we
winger all day long. The way he crosses the ball, we don't have anybody else that can cross the ball. I wouldn't shove him in the middle. I don't think his feet are quick enough and he's not creative enough, but he's got the pace to blast up that side, and he's got the ability to send that early cross in. So for me, shove him on the wing all day long.
Brian's asking.
I hope by the end of the season, we actually see it happen too.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the super chat, Evan.
I believe it is.
Yeah,
I think it is because all the games finish tonight, don't they? There was 2 games last night, 6 tonight. So after tonight, the draw should be after the last game tonight, after our game, because we play last, don't we, tonight? So it'll be after our
around
game.
10:15. It's scheduled to take place once City and Spurs finish. So around 10:15, providing it doesn't go to penalties, which please God it doesn't, because I cannot cope with penalties at all. Why are people surprised with City's lineup? Pep's a winner. No way was he going to play a weak team.
Yeah,
but he told us Porky Pies, and he said he would. The little liar.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a weak team.
True.
That's the thing, Kate.
Yeah.
The sad reality is this is probably his weakest team. I know I made a comment. Ronnie, a good friend of everybody's, who's always in the chats. Ronnie was pointing out that McCarthy, is it? I've never heard of it. I don't know McCarthy. I don't know who he is, to be honest with you. That's right. So, that's what he said as well. Ronnie said no, he's one to look out. So, we'll see what happens, kind of thing. But when you really look at them on paper, man, it's like their lowest rated player in a FIFA ranking would probably make our B team.
Yeah,
so they're doing what going backwards a little bit here. What our boy Jimbo here was saying earlier, a couple of good squad players every year, inject every window, 1 or 2 solid players, inject them in, keep flushing, inject and flush, create a system, and we'll go from there. Even now, I see a meme footballer saying MacD is insane. I don't know him. I'm really curious about him now. I'm gonna have to. Oh, and ADFC is also saying he's really good. So
let's hope he has a nightmare.
Patty, you funny guy.
I thought Emil Heskey's son was going to get a start tonight or be in the squad.
Yeah, I heard that. But...
Yeah, I don't think he's made it, has he?
Aren't there 2 of them?
Huh?
There's 2 of them, aren't there?
No, Emil Heskey, his son is at Man City, and they said that he might have made the team or the squad tonight.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's got 2 sons that are at City, doesn't he?
I don't know. I know the guy that's got 2 sons is Fletcher at Man United.
Just for anyone that can't read the bottom, the subs are Fraser Forster, Pedro Porro, Ben Davis, Destiny Udogie, Basuma, Bergvall, Madison Moore, and Richarlison. I mean, I saw Lisa saying, I hope Werner gets subbed off at half time and Moore comes on straight away. Moore gets good balls in the box. He's much more of a threat. I think we can't write Werner off straight away. You never know. This form could change at any minute. This is the beauty of football. You don't know. He could have an absolute blinder. I know it's all ifs, buts, and monkey nuts, and I'm probably talking absolute nonsense, but let's not write him off before he's even kicked a ball tonight. Let's wait and see what he does. Jim, do you think that this Carabao Cup is our most likely, I suppose is the way of putting it, of winning a trophy?
No, I think that the FA Cup and the European Cup is all 3 of them are a good chance equally. I don't think that one's got more chance than the other. I think we've got a chance in all 3 of them. But I just saw Adam put in the chat, Pep couldn't put out a weak team if he tried. Right?
Yeah.
And that's so true. They've got such good players, and even their younger players are top players. So, and I saw another comment about, he said, this is like talking to my mates down the pub.
He does have 2. Okay, thanks, man.
Just to let you know, we're not professional pundits. We're just YouTubers that talk about football. So I don't know if that's a news flash for you, but
I don't know where that is, but that's exactly the sort of vibe that we like. We like to just feel like we're sitting here down the pub, except we're all sober, I believe. I'm not sure about Bobby.
Oh, you are? I told you it's game day, baby.
Exactly. I personally think this is a great opportunity to win silverware, but I've still got high hopes for the Europa League. But Bobby, what's your thoughts? Do you think this is? A lot of people say this is an easier route. I don't know what you think.
I don't care about the easy route or anything, Kate. The way I look at it is, this is arguably the best football team in the world. We beat them, we move on. Simple as that. Confidence, building, take out the giants, build giants inside of yourselves, because that's all we can do right now. Until January, all we can do is support what we have, get behind who's out there, and go smash everything and everybody in front of us. And every day before we kick off, I'm going to assume that's exactly what we're going to do. And at the end of it, I'm still going to go backwards in my head and say that that's what I hope we should do.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Jose, what about yourself? A lot of people, like I say, saying that Carabao Cup should, well, they was billing it on TalkSport as this being our most important game of the season so far. What's your thoughts on our chances of silverware?
As I said, we're at home tonight, and there's loads of variables to winning a trophy, and the variables, one of them is luck, one of them is performance, one of them is management, one of them is team selection, one of them is mentality. There's all these different things into play: home draws, away draws, injuries. There's a load of things, a load of permutations that help someone along. When you win a trophy at the end of the season, the league's done over 9 months. You've got a squad, league's done over 9 months. The cups are done over who's best on the day in that point in time. It's on a one-off. You win tonight, you're through to the next round. You lose tonight, you're out. So it's a one-off point in the season that you get your cup games. And for me, like I said earlier, I want us to win tonight, even if it's 1-0. Scrappy 1-0. I'll take that to get into the hat to the next round, and then home draws. So when you're asking me what's our best chance, I think we've got a chance in both cups, providing we get home draws. If the gods are on our side and we get home draws, we got a great chance in both cups. Then obviously in Europe, we haven't done ourselves too badly, have we, by getting 3 out of 3 so far in Europe? And as I said many a time on the pump-up shows for Europe, it's about getting the wins, even if it's 1-0. Everyone wants a sexy 4 or 5 nils, but even a 1-0 victory gets you 3 points. You get in the top 8, you avoid having the 2 playoff games. Rub your hands, see where it takes you. And I think, there's a lot of people saying that we should concentrate more on the cups than what should we concentrate on the league, because we've got no chance of winning the league. A lot of people are going to say that. I want to win every single game we play, but I do understand the thought process of some people saying, look, I'll take finishing. We're not going to win the league, so even if we finished 8th, but we snagged the cup, we'll take that. And I can understand why people say that. Even my dogs are believing what I'm saying now as well.
That's been my philosophy all season. I'm not really worried about the league. I want to win a cup, but obviously I'd like to finish as high as we possibly can. We've got a worse ratio here than Gabriel Jesus from Arsenal, 750 watching.
Even Warner's got a better strike rate than that, folks. Come on, it's game day, baby. Smash that like button. I'm Indian and I'm giving you something free. Don't tell my parents I said that.
And like, I agree with what you say, Jose. Obviously, that's been one of the sticks that people have used to beat Ange. Our away form this season is not great. So if we can get home draws in the cups, then obviously that's what we need. And someone also said it doesn't matter what the score is tonight. A win's a win. That's all. It doesn't matter how we win. We just got to get the win tonight and make sure that we are in the hat for the next round. Because I don't care if it's a disgusting 1-0 win where we play terrible and they play brilliant and it goes off somebody's toenail or someone's ear roll. As long as we get the win, that's all I'm worried about. But I have to say, please smash a like on the video for Ben and Sim or they'll sack me, which I don't want to have to be sacked, not again. We're coming to the end of the show because the watch along starts at 2:45, I think. No.
Yeah.
What time's kick off?
8:15. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I was right. Yeah, so
2:45.
make sure you go over to the watch along. Make sure you subscribe to everyone on this panel. The descriptions are in the title of the show. Bobby's will be there tomorrow because Ben forgot to do it before he went to football. Naughty Ben.
I'm not in the title?
I don't think so. I did tell Ben off. And I will also be putting them in chat. But I'm going to go through the panel now and find out what everybody's score predictions and goal scorers are for tonight. Jose, I'm going to start with you.
I'll take a 1-0 victory and Werner.
Do you know what? I've got to say, I don't really mind who scores, but I would bloody well love to see Werner score. I really would love to see him score, and what a boost of confidence that would be for the lad. Make sure you're all putting your score predictions in the chat as well, so I can bring them up and we can talk about them and laugh at anyone that thinks City are going to win.
Jody's laughing at me saying, Werner, like I said, Jody, earlier, I don't care. I just want a win. I want to get through to the next round. We all want sexy results, but 1-0 will do me. And if it has to be a goal scorer, why not Werner? Anyone to score a goal, but why not Werner?
Exactly. He scored 100 goals in the Bundesliga. He's due a goal in the Premier League. That's all I'm going to say. But I'll take a 1-0 all day long. Bobby, how are you feeling about tonight? Scores, scorers, what are you thinking?
Oh, walk in the park. For my boy Kuva, I'll drop his traditional 7-3. But for myself, honestly, I think looking at what they've put out, if we can get out to an early lead and shut down shop, which it looks like he's got the players on the pitch and on the bench to do so, I'm going to go with a 2-0. I'm going to let Johnson and Solanke take our 2 up at the top there.
Wow.
Warner with 2 assists. Just for my man Jose right there. That's for you, big guy. That's for you, baby.
Bobby, it will be incredible. I would obviously, I don't care as long as we win, but a clean sheet would be amazeballs. Let's be fair. But yeah, make sure you're going over and subbing to Bobby at the Free Spurs Boys, and also Jose Eltel Cockerell. Jimbo, got to come to you next. What are you fancying for the score and the goal scorers?
4-1 to Spurs.
4-1.
I'm going to go with 4-1.
You're so negative. Where's the clean sheet?
I think that well, every time I do a clean sheet, I get the score right, but apart from them scoring. So so I'm going to do a 4-1 tonight. And I think I don't really like doing goal scorers because I don't really care. But I'm going to go Solanke to score 1. I'm going to have Johnson to score 1, Kulu to score 1, and I was going to have Porro, but he's not in there, so that'd be a little bit hard. So I'm going to have a little bit of faith.
He can be subbed on.
I'm going to have a little bit of faith, and I'm going to say that I think Werner might get a goal tonight. I do. I think that he might just put one in tonight. He's so due one, and he does get in the right positions. And I think tonight he might get one in.
Love it.
So I'm going to put Werner in instead of Porro.
I'm liking this guy. I don't know who you are, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
3-1 Spurs.
I see that nice touch at the end, my boy.
Yeah, City to score first, Solanke, then Werner, then Van der Ven. Rather than touch one in, I think he'd sort of caress it in.
Nah, smash it in the way he did.
He's got that je ne sais quoi. 2-2 says it's just G, and then we win on pens. Oh my God. I don't think I can cope with penalties. I'm not going to lie.
I'll take it. I'll take it, G. I'll take it, man. I'll take it all day, baby.
Ronnie's going
Ronnie! No, Ronnie! Ronnie, say it ain't so, Ronnie!
I know, Ronnie. I've got to read it out, but we don't like it.
If people fancy it, well, if people fancy it, we have to accept that. It's it's only what you think is going to happen.
Big up, DJ Sam. We've not seen you for ages. Hope you're well. 2-0 Tottenham. 1-1 we win on penalties, says the Workers' Reading Room. George Alton Vlog says either Spurs to win 1-0 or City 2-1. Well, you're covering most bases.
The second part of George's comments. We only take the first part.
William's saying 2-0 Spurs. Gons, Football and Things, 3-1 Spurs. 1-1 we win on penalties. A lot of people are saying penalties.
Okay.
Bird's Eye View saying 3-1 Spurs. Yogi Bear saying 4-1 for Jimbo.
Yogi.
The World of Football saying 2-1 Tottenham 2. Weak City side 1. I'm not sure they're that weak, but I'll take the win. 5-4 Spurs. Think it's going to be a goal fest.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Joey's saying tight game 23-22 either way.
With 15 for Solanke, Joey.
Yeah, and 3-1 Spurs.
More, right?
Adam. 1-0 Romero corner header. Wow. Thrashing incoming 5-2. Let's go.
Let's go. Yes.
3-1 to Spurs. Solanke, Kulu, and Dragusin header. I personally have said all week I fancy 2-1, and I've gone for Solanke to get one and Bentancur to get one. I think he's well due a goal. But round table talk saying Tottenham 100, City 50. That sounds like a good game.
Not bad.
Then Shemtan saying Spurs 8-0, Werner double trick.
Woo, Shem.
Do you know the funny thing is? Can you imagine if this actually happened? Especially if you had a bet.
I know
on it,
Jose
it'd be
can.
overnight. Yes, yes.
Switch
I backed
Werner
for
with
one.
Van de Ven, and I could certainly see it happening. I've dreamt it.
And Emmanuel says Man City red card, Spurs to win 2-0. And yeah, he is due a goal, old Benny. But
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
oh, and last one coming in,
One
Bobby
more, Bobby.
Waters saying Tottenham 3-1. I love it. My money's
Joey.
safe.
Hey,
No,
it's
no,
all going
no.
to charity at the end of the season, buddy. You're a good man for even making that bet with us, man. That was great. I thought that was so class of you that day. I love that.
It was. Werner will score and the stadium will explode. I can't wait. City.
Yes.
3-1. Oh. Chances are it will be an own goal if Werner scores. I'll take it. We don't mind.
That's
as I
quite
said,
funny, that.
Yeah, please make sure
you said
do
you'll take one off his butt cheek, off his hip, off his kneecap, off his toenail,
off his nose. Yeah,
something about an
anything.
ear roll. I don't know what that's
Yeah,
supposed to mean.
ear roll, your ear hole.
Oh, it's 2 words. Oh, okay.
Sorry, Jacob never understands me either. I said Weetabix the other day, and he was like, "Is that English?" There we go. Please make sure you sub to everyone on the panel. Like I say, they are in the title as well. Make sure you stay tuned to We Are Tottenham TV for the watch along. Barnaby is doing it this week, but I'm not sure who's doing it with. Smash a like on the video. Thank you so much, Jimbo, Bobby, and Jose for joining us tonight. Enjoy the match, everyone. Cheer the boys on. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you.
She started